16th Annual Scheinfeld New Venture Challenge. Welcome. Let's hear it for everyone. Yes. Yeah. So good, so good. My name is Julie Sampson, and I serve as director of the Scheinfeld Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation here at Santa Barbara City College, and I will be guiding you through this competition with our help from the Scheinfeld Center team, which includes Kyle, which includes Noah, say hello, and Cynthia here. Yeah, so if there's anything that we can do to make the event better for you, just please let us know, because we are here for you. Now, let's turn to why we are here. Today, you are going to witness something very real. You will see students from across Santa Barbara County step forward to present ventures they have spent weeks and months developing, refining, and testing. These are real ideas requiring real preparation and real entrepreneurial growth happening in real time. The finalists were chosen based on their business plans, and each will deliver their 8-minute pitch, followed by 2 minutes of clarifying questions from our distinguished judging panel, who you will meet them in just a moment. But for 16 years now, the New Venture Challenge has existed in this way to help students develop the mindset, the skills, the confidence, and the courage to create a community needed to create financial and economic viability in our rapidly changing world. And today, this mission feels more relevant than ever. We are living in a moment where technology and artificial intelligence and entrepreneurship are reshaping industries, redefining work, and creating entirely new possibilities. But even in a world transformed by technology, the human side of entrepreneurship matters deeply. Solutions, to communicate ideas clearly, to adapt under pressure, build trust, and create value for others. That's what today is about. This competition is not simply about winning, it's about students learning to think critically, present courageously, and step into leadership like never before. One of the most meaningful aspects of entrepreneurship is community, and we are grateful for all of you here helping to make this experience possible. Some of the people from our community that are helping to make this event possible are our judges, our mentors, alumni, supporters, faculty, staff, and community partners. They continue investing in the next generation of innovators and builders, and it is inspiring. And speaking of support, one of the things our students continually say is that having people show up matters. So thank you for being here. Your presence encourages these students more than you know, and I'd like to also recognize our distinguished panel of judges who bring a broad entrepreneurship experience spanning executive leadership, finance, innovation, marketing, AI, product development, and emerging technologies. Their extended biographies have been on our marketing material and website leading up to the event. So here, I'll just briefly introduce each judge. First, Patrick Spence is a proven consumer technology leader who helped scale BlackBerry into a global company and led Sonos from a startup to a $2 billion public company as CEO. He currently serves as on the board of Snap and is co-founder of Silos Group, a Santa Barbara-based venture studio focused on helping early career founders build companies in the age of AI. Patrick, it's so nice to have you here. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Next, we have Diana PEREIRA, who is founder of Balanced Financial Management and a respected leader in finance, operations, and operational strategy for startups and nonprofits. A longtime advocate for entrepreneurship and community impact, she also co-founded Kiva Santa Barbara and actively supports student innovation and STEM education through her board leadership. Diana, thank you for being here. And Eric Sanchez is a serial entrepreneur, inventor, and co-founder of X2L Bio, an AI-driven health technology platform leveraging wearable technology and remote VO2 max assessment with more than 18 years of experience launching IoT, SaaS, wearable, and biotech startups. Eric brings deep experience in innovation, commercialization, and emerging technologies. Eric, thank you for being here. Thank you. Yeah. So we've had the good fortune of having Eric with us for a few years now, so thank you. So next up, a few quick notes on the competition format. So each finalist team will deliver an 8-minute pitch, followed by up to 2 minutes of clarifying questions from our judges. This is not a time for providing feedback during that 2 minutes. Rather, the 2 minutes is for clarifying questions they might have about your venture that will help them understand it and help them in their judging. So generally that allows about 1 question each. So we just ask that you share the time equitably together. We will, after everybody has pitched, we have 7 teams who will be pitching today. We will then go out to the patio for refreshments while the judges deliberate in this room. We give them 20 minutes to deliberate, and we'll check in to see where they're at, and then we'll let you know when it's time to come back in, and the awards will be awarded today, and our judges will do the honors of that. So to all of our finalists, congratulations on making it to this point, and we wish you tremendous success today. Regardless of today's outcome, the work required to develop your idea, submit your business plan, and stand on this stage takes initiative, discipline, resilience, and courage. Those qualities will continue to serve you well, not only today, but far beyond today's competition. And now with that, let's get to the heart of the matter. Please join me in welcoming our first finalist to the stage, Emilio Lopez of Doe's Notes from SBCC.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Emilio Lopez. I am a first-year economics student here at the wonderful Santa Barbara City College, and I am very excited to present to you Doe's Notes, the app that is going to revolutionize how students study at night. So the problem, So Doe's Notes doesn't plan on just tackling a couple of problems. We plan on eliminating the entire cycle that every student has fallen victim of, from the impossible choice of deciding whether you should keep cramming late into the night under a bright screen or get the proper sleep you need to feel well rested for your exam the next day, all the way to the impact that improper sleep has on students' GPAs, where research has shown that students' GPAs decline measurably with hours of lost sleep. But thankfully, with every problem, there's a solution. Doe's Notes converts your studying material into a meditative-style sleep audio that reviews your study notes with you while you fall asleep. So now you don't have to decide whether you should keep studying or go to sleep, because Doe's Notes makes sleep and studying a part of the same routine. And pre-test anxiety, that'll be a thing of the past thanks to our meditative-style audio that will keep you stress-free while you fall asleep. And with the screen-free experience, there is no reason why your phone shouldn't be on your desk and charging instead of in your hands and in bed. And for the morning after, we're tackling that at the source, because Doe's Notes will allow you to get a full 8 hours of sleep while you study. And for the GPA impact, from what research tells us, as long as you get good sleep, you'll keep your good GPA, but you still have to put the work in. So I built this because I've lived this problem as a student throughout high school and college, cramming under bright screens until 2 a.m., scrolling myself to sleep, and walking into exams feeling exhausted and tired, and no tool existed for the moment between closing your laptop and falling asleep. so I decided to build one. The audio works as a 2-track system containing a prime track with the purpose of guiding the user to sleep, containing a calming meditative intro, and it has a meditative language and breathing exercises to also physically wind your body down, and it teaches you your material in a relaxed conversational way, basically talking you to sleep while you're studying. And the pace will slow down and smoothly flow into the cue track automatically with the purpose of playing during your sleep stages, where it will deliver your material at a sleep-safe pace, consists of spaced repetition, repeating the most important concepts, and have low stimulation so it does not disrupt your sleep onset, and play through your non-rapid eye movement sleep stage, which is a stage in your sleep where previously learned material can be mentally reinforced through cues. So Doze Notes is built around real sleep and memory research, not the idea that you can magically learn new material while asleep. I know, I wish this was true too, because then I probably could have gone into UCSB. But yeah, so this research supports my core designs, which is why the audio plays as a relaxing, meditative way, and it is gentle, low stimulation, and does not disrupt your sleep. So this is a wireframe that I built of the Doze Notes user experience, where you can create a new session, and below that are the features, which the only 2 that I have right now are a morning quiz that you take when you wake up pertaining to what you listened to the night before, an exam calendar where you input your upcoming exam dates and can enable push notifications for the app to remind you to begin studying days in advance. And the input types that I've been able to work with so far are PDFs, slides, text, Quizlet links, since we're taking out of our competitor directly, Google Docs, YouTube, photos, and audios. And to create your session, all you need to do is upload your study material, you give it a name, you input the course name, so it is organized into the in-app class folder where you can find your audios later on. You pick which voice and background audio you like the most, and you have your audio. So this is the tech stack that I'll be using to build Doze Notes, with Next.js and Versal for the front end, Firebase for the database and user authentication, OpenAI's GPT-4o for concept extraction and script generation with custom prompt engineering, 11 Labs for the voice synthesis, Stripe for payments, and Google Cloud for the infrastructure. So our business model is going to work as a freemium business-to-customer software as a service app, with it being free to create an account, and every account created gives the user 1 free audio generation, giving them the opportunity to see if they like the service we offer, and if they do, they can convert to a paid account with monthly annual subscription prices that gives you 15 generations a month, both features, and the annual saves you 20% and gives you priority generations. And a future expansion plan that I have is to negotiate institutional access deals with universities for free student access. So Doze Notes has a very bullish market opportunity, sitting at the intersection of 3 growing markets, with those being edtech, wellness apps, and digital detox apps. Our total addressable market is the 19 million US college students. Our serviceable addressable market is the 8 million in notes-heavy courses, and I believe that our serviceable obtainable market can be 2,000 paying users by year 3. So few competitors offer personalization, sleep-friendly delivery, and academic review, with our indirect competitors being Headspace, which is the leader in the wellness app industry, which understands sleep-friendly delivery and a screen-free experience, but they do not touch on personalized material and academic content review. But this is what Notebook LM understands, but they don't go anywhere near a sleep-friendly experience or a screen-free experience, which is the same case for YouTube and Quizlet. And our go-to-market strategy is broken down into 3 phases spanning over 60 months, with phase 1 consisting of on-campus marketing through QR code flyers and ads in student newspapers and blogs, and beginning growing our social media presence through posting organic content. In phase 2, we plan to run creator partnerships with education content creators and run targeted ads through social media pages. In phase 3, we plan to expand our on-campus marketing to nearby universities and begin conversations of institutional access deals with universities and student ambassadors, and continue growing our credibility through partnerships with education-focused communities and press. So if I'm fortunate enough to win any of the prizes through the Scheinfeld New Venture Challenge, all of the funds will go directly into the building of the Doze Notes MVP. But if I do plan to seek venture capitalist funds, I will be asking for a $30,000 seed round, which gives me approximately a 1-year runway, with 40% going to product development and engineering, 23% to marketing and growth, 12% going to API and hosting, 10% to legal and compliance, 7% for OPS and software, and 7% left as a contingency reserve. So our unit economics are very simple, with the user paying $9.99 a month, and we assume that they will be generating around 60 cents in variable costs, giving us a contribution margin of $9.39 per user, which gives us a very attractive margin of 94%, with approximately 94 cents of every revenue dollar coming back to us to help us scale and improve. And our worst case is that the users use all 15 generations a month, which will still give us a $7.74 contribution margin per subscriber at a 77.5% margin. So our 12-month sales forecast shows our fast path to breaking even just at month 2 at 15 paying users, which represents our very lean and high margin business model. And our financial summary for year 1 shows us ending the year with a net profit of $15,128, total expenses of $2,754, and a projection of 360 paying subscribers by December. And with our December monthly recurring revenue sitting at $3,596 with a 12% free to paid user assumption rate. So I'm very happy to say that Doe's Notes is more than just an idea, and we do have proof of momentum, with that being 82 customer discovery interviews that I've conducted throughout Isla Vista, SBCC, and UCSB's campuses. So I was able to use that input so I could build Doe's Notes and make sure I'm building something that people really want, which is exactly what my interviews have proven. And another thing that I'm very excited about is that I currently have an active landing page where I've been capturing EDU emails for potential beta test users, and as of right now, we currently sit at just under 200 users. I'm going to speed through the rest. The product is only as good as its team, with me sitting as the founder, product visionary, go-to market strategist, and sales.
And that's time.
Right. Oh, yeah. And I'll take questions now.
Your team.
I'll go back to that.
Yeah,
so
as far as
my childhood friend Colin Woodruff, who's an accounting major at Chapman University, will run our bookkeeping and expense tracking. And Steve Jobs had Steve Wozniak, and I have Kalpit Jain, who is a university student in India that I have met through social media, and he will be my part-time developer. But we have made an agreement that if we're able to get funding, he will step in as my technical co-founder.
On your financials, it didn't look like there was any salary included for any of the team members.
We're planning on doing it through equity.
Okay, so there's no personnel costs.
No, not of right now.
Thank you.
How are you determining where they are in the sleep cycle?
So for the Q track, it will be playing through an hour. So we're basically just overshooting it through their sleep, and it will, an hour is more than enough to play through the non-rapid eye movement sleep stage. And is that it? All right, perfect, thank you.
Okay, next up we have Andrew Young of Knight from UCSB.
All right. All right, hi, I'm Andrew. I'm a fourth-year computer engineering student at UCSB, and I'm working on something called Knight, which is AI infrastructure for robot simulation. So just a little bit of context is that humanoid robots are scaling rapidly. Here are some examples. Like, for example, PEREIRA is producing one humanoid robot every hour, which is a 24 times increase in throughput from one every 24 hours. Tesla Optimus is aiming at producing 1 million units a year, and the explosion of startups such as Agility Robotics, 1X Technologies, Aptronic, Sanctuary AI are just showing a signal that the humanoid robot industry is entering a period of rapid growth. Now, the one problem is that training these robots is really hard. And this is how robots learn new skills. They either do it through teleoperation, which is high-quality demonstrations, but is expensive and slow to scale. They can either do real-world training, which has the pros of real physics and real environments, but the bottleneck is it's slow and dangerous, and if you break your robot, you have to replace it. And lastly, there's reinforcement learning and simulation, which is massively scalable, but has the bottleneck of the sim-to-real gap, where when you model your robot in simulation, it might not be accurate to when you deploy in real life. But that gap is being closed through new physics engines that NVIDIA is releasing, such as NVIDIA Newton. Now, simulation helps Because in the real world, you can only have like one robot, one environment, and one attempt at a time. While in simulation, you can have tens of thousands of robots, tens of thousands of environments, and millions of attempts a day. But even simulation is bottlenecked. So this is what a typical simulation pipeline looks like. You have environment generation, task setup and reward design, synthetic data collection, policy training, evaluation and iteration, and real-world deployment. And all of this, it takes a lot of time, a lot of resources, and a lot of energy, and a lot of just engineering and people to do this. So the solution is AI agents that automate and orchestrate robot training workflows. This enables for faster robot training, scalable simulation, and reduced manual overhead. So this is just a diagram of what it looks like. So Knight is like a platform that deploys AI agents that automates the robot training workflow. So what users input is like their expertise, their goals, their constraints, their preferences, their data and assets for the robot and tools. And Knight spawns AI agents to automate key parts of the workflow, such as generating the environment, setting up the tasks, tuning the rewards. And what you get as output is like simulations at scale, trained policies, evaluation insights, and real-world deployment. Now this is just a kind of a big picture of what the market looks like right now. So Mortar Intelligence projects that the robotics software market by 2031 will hit a $78.8 billion market, which is a 23.4% in compound annual growth rate. And ABI Research says there's going to be a 60% increase in simulation and compute demand, and there'll be 10x more training data needed for advanced robotics. And currently, the early market for humanoid and embodied AI robots is $500 million to $2 billion. So the business model I'm proposing is a hybrid between recurring subscriptions and usage-based pricing. So users will pay a subscription, kind of like Claude and ChatGPT, to just have access to the Knight platform for core features, tools, and workflow automation. And they'll pay on usage based on like, mainly the usage is based on calling large language models to just basically run the AI agents so that they can just compute in simulation, do storage and data processing, and orchestration jobs. And maybe there'll also be usage on like maintaining servers and stuff like that. And for enterprise, we'll have custom deployments, dedicated infrastructure, advanced security and compliance, and long-term partnerships. And in regards to marketing and distribution channels, I plan to begin with open sourcing some of the tools to just drive the early adoption, and then just post about it in robotics developer communities and forums, and maybe even do university and lab partnerships. And then eventually, I'll just plan to like partner with NVIDIA's Isaac ecosystem, which is their like simulation stack. And then I'll distribute through leading robotics and simulation platforms. And finally, when I expand to enterprise, I'll just mainly market to humanoid robotics startups building next-gen robots and just create long-term infrastructure contacts and contracts and service level agreements. So this is just an estimate of what the financial projections might look like. By year one, after I've like built the MVP, I plan to like onboard like 3 to 5 pilot customers. My projected revenue might be around $150,000, and the gross margins might be around 40%. And year two, we might scale to 15 to 20 customers. Revenue might 10x. Our gross margins might increase to 60%. And hopefully by year three, we'll break even with 50 plus customers, $10 million revenue maybe, and a gross margin of 75%. And currently, I'm just the only person working on this right now, and I'm actively looking for co-founders. But what makes me suited to build this is that I'm a fourth-year computer engineering student. I've built AI agents and orchestration workflows. I'm experienced with embedded systems, which is what runs robots essentially, and I also experienced with real-time 3D environments, which is like simulations. And my advisor is Dr. Yogananda Iskupali, who's the vice chair of the EC department at UCSB, and he runs the computer engineering capstone program. And in regards to funds needed, I'm thinking of like $1 million pre-seed round, and most of the funds is going to engineering and platform development, just forming my team, hiring a team, just getting the hardware needed to run these AI agents and to run the simulation software, which is very compute heavy. And then also some of the funds might go to robotics integrations and tooling, making pilot programs, and just like operations and legal services. Thank you.
Judges.
NVIDIA has a history of moving like down the stack as they go, and this feels like the next, there's definitely an opportunity here. It feels like that's the next step. What makes you confident NVIDIA isn't gonna step into this space?
Well, I think NVIDIA historically has always been an infrastructure company, so they'll provide the tools needed to just build these AI agents, while like customers themselves or clients using those tools will end up building the workflows and AI agents themselves. And honestly, because there's like so many different robotics companies, like every robotics company will have like a different need, and so I just like targeting like just the customer relationship, the client customer relationship is what I'm focusing on. Yeah.
Based on what you just said, so are you, I guess, I'm just going to use the word device, but I know robotics agnostic. It doesn't matter what the robot is designed to do, your platform is going to fit in?
I think our initial target market is humanoid robotics, because that's like the trending thing right now. And like a lot of startups are like focused on building humanoid robots. But I'm thinking of eventually expanding to all types of autonomous robots, specifically autonomous robots.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if your sorry, I'll speak loud. If your focus is on the humanoid robots first, that seems like a really small market versus perhaps some other types of, so how did you evaluate what your first target market would be, and if that's really large enough to get the scale and structure and that traction you need initially?
Well, currently the humanoid robotics market is $500 million to $2 billion, which is not small in itself, but in the terms of the big like picture of robotics,
number of individuals.
it's pretty small.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like AI agents, this idea is specifically for humanoid robots to just teach them to learn new skills and stuff like that. While for other robots, they can be automated in easier ways and they don't need AI agents.
And that's our time. So here we have Michael McGee of Hustlin' Inc. from SBCC. Give him a hand.
Does it work? Hello, my name is Michael McGee. I'm the founder of Hustlin' Inc. Mobile Tattoo Shop. I'm a formerly incarcerated individual. I've spent many years in the penitentiary, and I'm basically here to basically share my story. Before anything, 65% of formerly incarcerated individuals basically struggle with mental problems, not only because of the things and the traumas that they've been through, but because of what they're going through while they're incarcerated. That's a totally different lifestyle. That's a totally different outlook on life, and not everyone wants to be there. A lot of people do want to change, but because of the stigma of penitentiary and everything that they've been through, it's really hard. Basically, my mission and my solution to this problem is spreading the awareness. So basically, right now, Hustlin' Inc. has already won because I'm here in front of y'all as a free individual, as someone who's not incarcerated, and basically trying to change his life. The business model is basically, I have 4 streams of income. The tattoos, the merchandise, the fees that I charged for my tattoo artist to sit in my chair, and as well as charities and donations. Step 1, this is already a working model. I've already proven it. I'm out. I just did Comic-Con last week. It was a pretty good event. We're able to basically pull up to any event, cancer runs, bike shows, car shows, and just get the awareness out there. And yeah, basically anyone is available to come in, talk to us, open up, and it gives a platform for people who want to talk, mostly men, because I can only speak about myself. Everything is sanitized, everything is licensed. We have all the county permits. We're the first mobile tattoo shop in California. So we're second tattoo shop in California, the first one in Santa Barbara County. This is basically, I'd like to, Melo, please raise your hand. He's my tattoo artist. He's a very good guy. He's a professional. Like I said, we was at the Comic-Con. We've done tattoos where basically people come in, they recognize that, hey, these ain't your average tattoo artists. We do have a background. We can relate to a lot of things that people don't want to talk about. And basically, we're trying to create a platform to where a change is possible. It's not easy, but it is possible. Like I said, we've been to a different Wildcat. I don't know if any y'all know about it right here in Santa Barbara. We've been recognized by them. They love our mission. They love our goal. We're doing the Old Town in Lompoc. We're trying to go to every event. There's over 1.5 million events in California alone. So the growth is there. Our first day of opening was April 18th. Me, myself, I was the only one doing it. I did everything. I basically brought in $1,100 of profit. It's basically because of how I went about opening up my business through grants, through funding, through Pell Grants and things along them lines that don't have to be paid back. In 6 hours, we did 10 tattoos, roughly around $75 to $100 a tattoo. We did merchandise, we did donations, and we even can do raffles for tattoos and merchandise. The mobile tattoo unit is fully permitted. We're professionally wrapped. I don't know if y'all have seen it coming inside. It's sitting out in the parking lot. If any of y'all want to give me a follow, I'll follow y'all back. I appreciate it. 3 months of supplies. Like I said, it was granted through the county through behavioral wellness, which is if you have any type of behavioral mental issues, they will grant you. They will have, there's funding out there so you don't have to rob, steal, sell drugs or anything like that. The average, let me see, the serviceable is basically $83,400 for year one. The serviceable available market is $59.5 million. The total available market is $1.3 billion. I apologize, I don't know all these numbers. I'm more worried about the mental side of it, so please forgive me. Basically, my tattoo shop, Hustling Inc., can go to you. I can go to your house, I can go to the beach parties, block parties. We can go anywhere. Wherever my RV will pull up, I can sit there and not only tattoo, but I can counsel and basically let people know. I can go to Milpas, I can go to where drugs are in the city, where kids are in gangs. We can go to where the problem is and basically let them know that, hey, there is a different way. It doesn't have to be negative. The average tattoo shop, you have to go to them. You have to want to get a tattoo. You have to basically be in that mode of going and getting some ink. With us, it's basically accessibility. You're at a party, you're at an event, and you want something to remember that by, Hustling Inc. is there for you. The revenue target is $83,400. Phase one, we've already launched it. We've already proven it. Basically, phase two of where we're at right now is I'm trying to network, get the name out there, and basically expand. I'm working with Freedom for Youth. They're basically already approved, helping me with my 501c. So it's not only a for-profit, it's a non-profit venture as well. So there's multiple ways of expanding. The scale and sustain holidays, high traffic events. We're trying to expand to not only Ventura, but to LA. I just found out that I'm able to go to Vegas, Texas, any other state for up to 5 days and legally be able to tattoo. So that is a wide range of expansion. Revenue and expenses. Basically, to do a tattoo, it costs $6 for the ink, the cap, the needles, everything along them lines. And so basically, if I do a tattoo at $150, I'm making $146 profit, or 44 profit. The cost of per session, like I say, is $6. Of course, I gotta pay for the labor and for my worker, and basically they'll get around $50 a tattoo. So the cost of it is $56. The financial summary, total revenue is $83,400. Gross profit is $63,240, and the net profit is $55,340. We break even every month after just 7 tattoos. Like I said, the way that I've networked it and have everything going for myself, I have a lot of a good foundation from my church that helps me out. I have a good foundation with the county. So a lot of the overhead that an average tattoo shop has to go through, we don't have to go through that. Funding sources, the California Department of Rehabilitation, they've been a big support because they've recognized the change. Social Service Office, along with the community, the church community. Everyone that has met me or has been involved with Hustling Inc. sees the change, sees the possibility, and I'm hoping that any and everyone will jump on board as well. Milestones, we've already, like I said, Hustling Inc. has been totally funded through the county. There's no overhead, there's no fees, there's no debt or anything along them lines. I'm the founder, Michael McGee. Susan Grimsley, she's the advisor for Santa Barbara Wellness, Behavioral Wellness, and my pastor, Bobby. They're all helping me with, there it is. Oh, good.
Okay, judges.
How are you offering mental health services at the time that you're giving tattoos?
Basically, a tattoo is an event, something that's happened to you. It doesn't have to be necessarily like my child. My daughter passed away at 7 years old. I have a portrait of her. That portrait, for me, is a time and place that I will forever remember. And people come in with a dog that passed away. I've had people come in with their ferret. They want to tattoo it, so they talk, open up, and it gives them something to be thankful for.
Got it.
On your financials, you didn't have, I didn't see like maintenance and, well, gas. Let's face it, gas is crazy nowadays.
Yeah, that fluctuates. So
Yeah.
And even with that, I've reached out to Shell Oil Company, and I'm in the works of getting funding through their gas. Yes, sir. So gas is a problem, yes, but it's becoming less of a problem.
And the maintenance too, like, oil changes.
Oil changes, things along that. Same thing with the county.
Okay.
Social services pays for everything.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you envision adding more RVs in other
sir.
cities? And,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
My tattoo artist right here, Mello, well, me and him are working together, and like basically Hustling, I want to franchise it, going to franchise it, and basically give men who come home a second, sometimes third or fourth chance to, hey, look, here's another tool in your tool bag. You don't have to go out here and victimize people.
Yep.
So that's the meaning behind it.
Great.
Is that, where'd she go? Thank y'all. There you go.
Michael McGee, everybody. And next up, we have Chloe Lee of BioPattern from SBCC.
Hello, my esteemed judges. I'm Chloe Lee from Santa Barbara City College, here to present my company, BioPattern, and the future of predictive health insights. So, we've all heard of the term sundowning, but unless you've stood in a memory healthcare facility and actually felt the tension, you wouldn't know, you wouldn't understand. It's a reactive world in which caretakers are constantly on edge, waiting for a trigger that they can't see until it's too late. When we talk about a 1.5 times higher injury rate for the workers, we aren't just talking about the numbers. We're talking about burnout and physical damage that can lead to higher staff turnover and expensive and unnecessary ER visits. The current system is failing because it's blind to what's happening on the inside the resident before an outburst begins. So our BioPattern company completely changes the fundamental physics of elderly care. We have identified a 20-minute window where the body starts showing signs of stress before the resident does. And by the time a resident has an event, the window of easy de-escalation has already completely closed. But at T-minus 10 minutes, when our system detects a specific biometric spike, which could be a raise in heart pressure or a shift in blood pressure, we will send a silent but secure alert to the staff there in the facility. This gives the caretaker time to walk into the resident's room, reorient them, and stabilize them. Instead of simply managing behaviors, we're preventing them entirely, preserving the resident's dignity and the caretaker's safety. So our model is built on continuous data capture of heart rate, blood pressure, and temperature using our FDA-cleared VitalFriend Buddy Watch. This data is fed into our proprietary predictive models for real-time spike detection. We then provide an actionable UI and monthly de-escalation reports for facility administrators, as well as reports for the families to track the care quality. And in our current landscape, Competitors like SafelyU rely on invasive AI cameras, while CarePredict cannot predict internal biometric crises. Yet BioPattern is the only privacy-first platform that integrates biometric prediction with clinical laboratory RCFE standards. You might ask, why hasn't this been done before? The answer is 2026. California is seeing a massive shift in how assisted living is funded. The new rate increases for the assisted living waiver program now require biometric proof of care for higher reimbursement. And facilities are now incentivized to prove that they are providing high equity support to set higher reembursements. BioPattern turns that required data into a revenue generator for the facility. We are starting with a 14.475 million SAM right here in California, targeting 25,000 beds that are currently desperate for a way to automate that reporting. So our execution plan is phased. We began by locking down initial buddy-ready facilities to generate validated success stories, and then we will expand it to the Orange County Alzheimer's networks, and ultimately, we want to scale by presenting our findings at the California Assisted Living Association's conference. So our business model is built for speed and high margins. We've eliminated the biggest hurdle in health tech, which is hardware debt. We don't manufacture the watches. The facilities provide that hardware, and we provide the predictive brain. This allows us to maintain a 90.4% net profit margin using our $99 a month subscription. So for our one-year financial forecast, we have a conservative but robust amount where we project a total revenue of $23,000 with a net profit of around $19,000. And we are highly capital efficient with a startup costs that are more focused on hardware, manufacturing, and legal advice. So we project achieving break-even with just 12 residents over the course of 4 months. We are asking for this $5,500 grant to finalize our software scaling, which combined with my own personal investment puts us on a path to be cash flow positive by month 4, as stated in the previous slide. So there are AI companies that are trying to solve this with cameras, but a bedroom or a bathroom camera can be a privacy nightmare. So others also track if someone has already fallen or already had an event. But BioPattern is different because we own the full regulatory stack. We aren't building gadgets. We're integrating FDA-cleared medical tech from our company VitalFriend, our partner company VitalFriend, the first of its kind to do continuous blood pressure monitoring with a Security Plus certified architecture. Most importantly, we have a real-world care site through our clinical partnership with Care Connections. And this allows us to validate our proprietary filtering logic in real time. This is a structural barrier to entry that a standard software startup simply could not do. And so, by June of 2026, we will try and finalize our technical validation. Then by early 2027, we will publish our predictive proof white paper and scale to 30 beds across 5 regional facilities. And here I present our team. So we have me as CEO, where I lead our strategic direction, alongside my chief engineer, Aiden Gilbert, that is CompTIA Security Plus and ITF Plus certified. And then we have our wonderful advisor, Eric Gilbert, a California licensed RCFE administrator with over a decade of experience operating dementia facilities. And so, our vision to scale this is for 2027 and beyond. We're trying to take this technology out of the facility and into the homes. We want to empower families to keep their loved ones at home longer with the peace of mind that our biometric tech will alert them before a crisis occurs. And in closing, BioPattern is the right choice for modern care because it is a high-margin business designed to scale and the only platform successfully integrating biometric prediction with clinical RCFE standards. But ultimately, we are here seeking your support. We aren't just here for the grant, we are here for your mentorship and years of experience that you could bring to our company. And this will help us move from a local pivot to hopefully a national standard of care. Thank you.
Judges.
It's so funny. No, this is great. I love your idea. My biggest question is, what government hurdles do you see?
Regarding government hurdles, currently we are working with our partner company, VitalFriend, that has FDA cleared watches, and we're using that data, as I explained in the presentation, we're using that data to using that data for our model. But as I see our plan going forward, we've been working with our advisor, who is super knowledgeable in elderly facilities, and he hasn't mentioned any possible government hurdles that we could face. If we make this model, we definitely need to patent it, and we see no issues regarding that, I don't believe.
You'd mentioned you had high barriers to entry. Can you delve a little bit more into that briefly? Because it seemed like you were using, the buddy system, things that were off the shelves, and it was really the software component that was proprietary to you. So what would prevent another team to come in and sort of do a similar version of what you're doing with their model?
Well, we are working with VitalFriend. That is the first company to have a watch that measures blood pressure. And so since we are working with them, we're already in the process of signing NDAs with them. Even if another company were to come in with a model that could kind of use what they have in the market now to predict, they still wouldn't have the blood pressure component that we would have.
Thank you.
Do you have a signed agreement with VitalFriend or any exclusivity?
We are still in the process of writing it up, but yeah, we are in the process of writing 2 NDAs with them, and we already have agreements with Care Connections, the elderly facility. Thank you.
Okay, next up, we are fortunate to have Marlon Loomer of Cloud Care LLC from SBCC and
Jack Cunningham.
excellent, thank you.
Yes. All right. Hello, judges. Thank you so much for being here with us. Hello, everybody. My name is Jack Cunningham.
And I'm Marlon Lummer.
And we are Cloud
Cloud Cars.
Cars, an exotic rental company. Next slide, please. Imagine it's a Saturday morning, you're waking up in Santa Barbara, and the ocean is right outside the balcony, and also the highway is just 15 minutes away.
Now imagine an impressive sports car, convertible, top down, pulls up to your hotel lobby, and a somewhat handsome guy walks out, hands you the keys, and walks you through a 5-minute quick how the car operates, and therefore steps back and says, "Have a nice California day, sir."
Listen, that's not just a rental, that is an experience that Santa Barbara itself is missing out on, all right? And we aim to provide that.
Santa Barbara gets 6.5 million visitors a year. Most of them are affluent leisure travelers. So they already stay at boutique hotels, do wine tasting, they spend real money on real experiences. So they also want to drive the Pacific Coast Highway in something that suits their energy. We talked to 10 potential customers, and every single one of them found nothing in Santa Barbara County available. So Hertz, Enterprise, Avis, they are generic sedans or exotic rentals in LA, 2 hours away.
We solved that problem as Cloud Cars. Oh, that's great. Concierge delivery, we deliver it right to you, not like Avis. We're an exotic-only fleet with our flagship vehicle, the Corvette CA, to establish our brand. And of course, most importantly, we want to build a local network of hotel concierges, luxury Airbnb hosts, and things of that sort to refer us at a zero marginal cost customer acquisitions lane.
So quick rundown for the experience. So from booking to keys in 60 minutes. The customer reserves online, chooses their date. From there on, we're going to verify their license, and the car from there gets properly detailed, gets fueled, and photo documented. Afterwards, we're going to deliver it to their door, where we're also going to sign the renter's agreement. That's going to be digitally. Then they're also going to get the 5-minute walkthrough through the car, how it operates, so they also know how to operate a V8. From there on, we are 24/7 available for our customers and return from the same address. So these are 6 steps, scripted, and every touch point measured.
Okay, the model is simple. $399 a day on the weekdays, $450 on weekends, a $20 concierge fee for delivery, and $3 per mile on mileage overages. We got cost of goods sold a day at $33 for insurance activation, $25 for fuel, and $20 for wear reserves. All of that puts us at a 80% gross margin, and that's truly amazing, I think. Let me quickly run you through what the operations look like. Marlon already told you about what our service is. The in-betweens of all this stuff is just making sure that that car is perfect and ready every time that our customer is ready to receive the car. We have a specific in-house mechanic that we're going to be using for quick turnarounds. And basically, we just want to be getting from booking all the way to deposit returns as quickly as possible and as smoothly as possible every time, while I, of course, will manage the bookkeeping and the bookings and any inquiry that anybody might have.
So looking at the market, we have roundabout right now a $6 billion market and luxury rental market in the US, which projectedly is growing at 7.5% every year, which then by 2035 will be at $13.5 billion. Therefore, our serviceable available market, we estimated at $18.3 million, which leaves our serviceable obtainable market at $40,000 in revenue in year 1 and exceeding $200,000 by year 3. So from there on, the market research provides that there's no rental car concierge rental car operator in Santa Barbara County, which puts us ahead, and we are uncontested at launch.
Uncontested. Let's talk about scaling. First of all, on the day that we get the car, we will be live on Instagram, on Turo. We will be using our personal references and also Turo to fulfill our first month's needs for getting our costs in. And then after that, we will continue to build our Instagram presence. We want people to know that we are the Santa Barbara luxury rental car service as we continue to scale and also get into meta-paid verified ads. We're looking at about $75 to $100 per acquisition of a customer, and we pair that with $25 to $50 for referral for concierges and build that system. Eventually in phase 3, we want to be getting our second car once we're hitting about $15 or 15 days a month of renting, and we see that there is a good, sufficient demand for the car, and of course start offering seasonal pricing. We have our forecast for a year. It puts us at about $13,000 net cumulative profit. The bare bones of this is that we need 5 days a month, okay? 5 days a month to get that $1,575 monthly fixed costs covered and be making money on a pace that we want. Anything above that is going directly into getting that next car, also scaling our operations on Instagram and making sure, again, that people know that we are the luxury car service in Santa Barbara.
So as Jag already mentioned, for year 1, our financial projection is at roughly $13,000 net in year 1, which gives us around about $40,000 in revenue. For year 2, while we expand our fleet, we expect a revenue boost of reaching over $100,000 for year 2, which $35,000 in net profit. By year 3, we are hoping to exceed the $200,000 revenue mark, which also exceeds $100,000 net profit, which leaves us at 44% net margin.
Let's talk about funding. This is an expensive car. Everything is coming directly from us, okay? We have it set up so that we'll be able to run and operate for 3 months with this $20,000 out the gate. And any sort of extra founder funding, any sort of funding we get from outside will just go directly into keeping us floating and making sure that we are building out our our hotel concierge model on Instagram, and also move towards that next car so that we can really scale this business. Let's talk about where we got the LLC form, business banking, we're compliant. When the website is live, now all we need is the vehicle acquisition. We were talking to many dealerships, figuring out the financing, figuring out what exactly the best model is for our financing. Then after that, we are operating. We are lean by design. Jack Cunningham, the managing founder, will be doing all of the operating. This is everything, and as we begin to scale, we will get drivers and maybe bookkeepers. But for the most part, right now, between the regular operation, all of it seems manageable under me, and I do not need a salary either, to mention that.
And I'm Marlon Nummer. I'm the silent investor providing capital and strategic input.
5 reasons to advance cloud cars. It's simple, guys.
Uncontested market.
That's it.
It's
How much is a car costing?
It's between 65,000 and 80,000. We're looking at one with minimal miles, less than 20,000 miles, and the ones that we've looked at that have been interested in doing deals have ranged from 68 to the 72. We want to get out of the dealership under 70.
You didn't have the acquisition of the first vehicle in your financial?
It is.
And the second is, at what point will you be paying yourself because you're just working for free?
Once
Once
there's enough money that we decide that this is scaled and it's making enough money, I can start paying myself. And again, we can get employees. Talk about getting employees to do driving and also for the cleaning. But otherwise, the only other outside sources. And yeah.
Are you going to pay the concierges like some sort of cut?
Yeah, that's really what we're trying to figure out the model of. We're not quite sure if we're just going to, we need to go to these hotels individually, figure out what exactly they're accepting of the companies themselves and the concierges. So really, we do want to, we want to give back. We want to make sure that we're in a quid pro quo situation with these people.
But you don't have that in the model yet.
It's the $20 concierge, like maybe
okay.
that we could shell out money directly to concierge desks.
Okay.
That's the idea, really. But if they don't want anything to do with any of that, then posters right next to the hotel. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And next up, we have John Linz of Ivy Mist App from UCSB.
Yes, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. I loved hearing everybody's pitches and stories, especially Michael and Andrew. And to the Cloud Card guys, I love your suits. I'm John. I'm the creator of the Ivy Mist app. I will need the clicker. Thank you so much. So Harvard conducted a study to try to determine what metric determines health and fulfillment in adult human lives. And what they found is that human connection is the most important indicator. That could be platonic friendships or romantic relationships. The problem is that the internet, while it was originally designed to make us more connected, in a lot of ways it's actually done the complete opposite and has made us in some ways more lonely. Now there are some applications out there that exist that do a great job of strengthening current relationships, but in regards to apps that exist that are designed to create new relationships, such as dating apps, they have some major flaws. One main flaw is option overload. When you're presented with many options, you might value each one less. Internet de-individualization, so you might not treat a username on the screen the same way you would a real human in real life. It's also exclusively romantic. So you're not going to use these apps to connect with in platonic ways. There's no room for plausible deniability either. These are some major flaws, of course. And it's geared toward short-term gratification and not long-term fulfillment. The solution is to make it intentional, so to ground it in something that happened in real life. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the concept of missed connections, but essentially we developed a platform, and I can show you right here on my phone. It's an app that is currently live that anyone can post a missed connection at a certain location, at a certain time, and if that person that they have a meaningful connection with sees it, it's a potential to reconnect. So here's the map that was generated through the IBMist app for the UCSB campus. Some of these are really sweet. You can read. Someone wrote, "You were next to me on the treadmill and gave me my keys because you thought I forgot them. Then I proceeded to forget my phone. Thought you were really sweet." And if that person sees that, they can then connect and foster something. It got so popular recently, we're actually featured on the UCSB newspaper. The reason I even know that this problem is something that is worth solving is because people have already been trying to solve it. There are so many pages on Instagram that are like UCSB misconnections, and people, they submit misconnections anonymously through a Google form, but then the account manager has to read these and post them manually. And then what ends up happening is that the account admin, they end up graduating, and then the account dies, and then nothing happens anymore. So with this completely automated system, we can use AI to do moderation, and everything gets posted automatically, and so there's no concern about the creator graduating and then it dissolving. And we've seen a lot of traction. We're on 7 campuses. There's almost 700 misconnections made, and approximately, from what we've seen publicly, because there's comments on the app, is maybe around 20 reconnections. It's gotten so popular that we actually gained 400,000 views and 33,000 active users with tons of engagement. And our current revenue right now, like real monthly recurring revenue, is $145, which is a decent start. I'm pretty happy with that. Our business model, the reason we're able to make this is simply by running ads and also campus sponsorships. But we hope to also have a feature where you can pay to highlight your post. So it's not just based on upvotes alone. You can actually pay so that more people can see it and increase the chances of a reconnection. Our financial projections, we're trying to keep it as lean as possible. I'm paying out of my own pocket this money, but it's already at break even, which is great. Our total addressable market is every college student in the United States. Currently, we're just sort of past the beachhead. We're sort of expanding into other California colleges. The reason we need funding is simply because it's critical for our distribution strategy. If we want this to actually scale and work long term, currently what we're doing is purely organic. I'm not really spending much money on marketing. There is an automated Instagram page where I set up an API that automatically takes the most upvoted misconnections and posts it on the Instagram for distribution. And we also rank #1 on Google. So our funded go-to-market strategy is to purchase dormant university-specific Instagram accounts and convert them into misconnections accounts. We also, our next phase would be a campus ambassador program. And lastly, we want to partner with independent college creators to help make videos and find ways to promote our app and compensate them as well. So this is the team. This is me. I'm a computer engineering major at UC Santa Barbara. It says here I've scaled a couple apps, which is true, but I've also failed like 1 billion times. I've made maybe a dozen apps that have flopped. But I know exactly what not to do now, and so hopefully it works. And then this is my wonderful advisor, James. He used to be an analyst at Scott Ventures, which is here in Santa Barbara. We met at a UCSB coding competition. He was actually one of the sponsors. And then future exit opportunities. So ideally, we want to exit by selling to some company that has already captured the college market. So that's a great example. Snapchat and Snag are all great examples. But yeah, thank you so much. Any questions?
And judges.
One of the biggest challenges with YCAC and some of these have been safety, right?
Yeah.
And so how do you handle that?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Huge concern I had at the start. And so we actually, every time you post, it actually goes through an LLM, and it'll read it and it'll analyze to see if there's any safety concerns before it even gets posted and anyone sees it at all. There's also a report feature in the app as well. like a flag and it'll report it.
Developmental fees, like when you start scaling and everything else,
Yeah.
where is that in the model?
So in terms of programming fees, I don't have to pay a programmer. I build it all myself. Hosting fees are actually so minimal. I did have hosting on there. It was like $10 a month. It's very minimal to host. The only other cost is the Maps API. The main cost was to get it on the App Store, $100 a year. Yeah.
So the examples that you put online seemed like this was also a romantic app of
Yes,
sorts.
it is both. That's the thing.
Okay.
So it could also be like that as
Okay.
well.
But yeah, I didn't see any examples that were more on the platonic side or other areas that might make this more attractive than just that niche. But can it really go into these other areas?
Yeah. I mean, you can actually go online right now and read all 700. There are a lot of platonic ones as well. I think just the ones in the screenshots included. A lot are romantic. I think it's a college campus, so that is, definitely a common use case. But yeah, of course, both. Both are the case.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you. And next up, please welcome to the stage Samuel Gustafsson from Santa Barbara City College.
Hello, everyone. My name is Samuel Gustafsson, and my goal is to save lives. If you've ever been in debt, you know the strain, the struggle. Studies have shown that people in debt don't perform as well in their life, in their job. Marriages fall because of financial issues. Lives are ruined because of debt. Filing bankruptcy can solve that, and my goal is to help people do that. Pro se means to file on one's behalf without an attorney. Now, the problem is that we have so many Americans that frankly need to file bankruptcy, but the same people who need to file bankruptcy feel that they can't afford it. They already have to pay, 10, sometimes 20 creditors. Why can they justify paying $2,500 to a lawyer to help them file bankruptcy? Now, a lot of these people go to filing pro se, filing on their own with the courts. This is possible. There's only a $330 filing fee, although they get dismissed somewhere around 30% of the time. One issue, one mistake clears the case and resets the progress. Now, what I'm trying to come up with is a way to help these people. With AI and with years and years of research, we've mapped out what's needed to file bankruptcy, and I think that my form can help people walk it through to file the 50 to 70 page document. So my business model is, honestly, it doesn't look too good as a startup. My goal isn't to make money, not at least at the start. As I said before, my goal is to save lives. $600, way less than the $2,500 that other lawyers charge. We're only netting $200 per case, and honestly, I plan to spend most of that on marketing. Some of the cases that we file are going to be a little bit too complex for us, or to give the client the best representation, we'll actually need to tell them, hey, it's best if you go to an attorney. And that's a lot better for our financials. We don't have to spend the filing fee, and we get a very large attorney referral amount. I'm talking attorneys to get clients spend most of their money and time tracking down clients for documents and getting them entertained. However, our referrals would give pre-retained clients with all the documentation. So a little bit in how it works, we run the customer through a guided questionnaire, so simple questions. We connect their bank accounts via Plaid to get stuff like income verifiability, I'm saying that word wrong, as well as rent and any debt payments, as well as how much debt they have in total. We will need a couple documents such as lease agreements and stuff required by the courts. And then we go through, populate all the forms, AI reviews it, as well as I plan to have human and lawyers in the loop. And then finally we file, and we track it until the court's discharge, at which point we can contact the client and tell them, hey, your debt's cleared, you're free to go. So as someone who's worked in bankruptcy for a while, I know generally what's in the packet. It's 50 to 70 pages of stuff. When you're bogged down with debt, you're often too stressed out to think of all the different things. This is honestly a simplified version. You need your creditors, where they operate, you need your income, just everything you own, what you want to keep. It's an entire list, and it takes forever to do on your own. So I've talked a little bit about this, but what we're doing behind the scenes, of course, Plaid to talk to the banks and pull the creditors' information, Form Engine, which is what the customers see and go through, AI review. We have a competitor named Upsolve that does not do as much of this, and because of that, they can't handle really any complexity. So we hope to be able to flag issues and tell the customer, hey, what's this about? What's wrong here? We will use the CME/CF filing system to file electronically, and then finally, we hope to have human review just to make sure everything's in order. AI always needs to be double-checked, and we'd like to see that the things we are giving to the courts are correct. So as for the profitability of the business, this is a huge industry, up to $1 billion a year in legal fees. $370 million a year is what's done in California. We're going to start with California and start with Chapter 7s, which is the simplest form of bankruptcy. Our goal is $300K a year in year one. That's only 500 cases, $600 per case. And frankly, I believe it's obtainable. So as I said, our competition, Upsolve is a great option, although it only does the simplest of bankruptcies. If you have really any issues, they'll turn you down and they'll refer you to someone else. Attorney, another great option. I highly suggest that everyone look at filing an attorney. They often have free talk. You can meet with them for free and talk about your situation, although most people don't want to pay that much. We're $600, much less than them. And then finally, pro se, as stated before, when you're in debt, you're stressed. Filing 50 to 70 pages is brutal. A little bit about my strategy. The first month is a lot of development. I've done some, however, there's much more to do. We hope to do 50 beta cases in those first 3 months to get the rigmarole down, and then the next 3 months are spent scaling. We're going to stay in California for those and stay in Chapter 7s. We want partner firms to refer to, build those partnerships, and scale to 200 cases. And then the next 6 months are just a lot more scaling, up to 500 cases. And then also, we hope to, in the future, add Chapter 13 cases, which are, just a quick overview, Chapter 7 is where your debt gets cleared entirely, whereas Chapter 13 is when you pay a part or all of your debt off through a payment plan. It's a little bit more complicated, but we believe it's possible. I'll do a quick run through of our economics, such as most of our fee goes to that filing fee, right? That's a large cost, and we don't want to increase the price much past that because we want to keep it cheap for the consumers. Referral fees obviously are a lot better. However, I don't want to refer people away. I want to help people and help them be set free from debt. The first year, we don't plan to make much money. We are just growing our platform and growing customers. Thank you. Oh, yes. Questions, please.
Judges.
Oh, sorry. Well, my biggest question is your legal background, right?
Yes.
I mean, can you just, like, the support you're going to have, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, absolutely. I was expecting that because I didn't get to this slide. I am a pre-law student. I currently work at a bankruptcy law firm and see how it goes around. However, that's not enough. I haven't been through law school. I haven't taken the bar. However, my father has. He's been working, he's owned a bankruptcy law firm for the past 25 years, operating in both Utah and California, and he has been absolutely essential in this, mapping out all of the different forms. I was lucky enough to walk in and have someone who has all that information and who is able to guide me through what would be needed.
There was one slide where you mentioned that an attorney did sign off on it. Is that on every case? And I didn't see any cost of that attorney in the financials. And then if it's all the documents, is AI reviewing all the documents solo? And if not, what's the time requirement for the actual human involved to be reviewing 50 to 70 pages?
Yeah, AI does a good job of flagging red flags. It might not do a good job of solving them, but as for that lawyer reviewal, my goal is that AI can do the whole 50 pages and then flag the 2 things that normally take somewhere around 10 minutes for a lawyer to review. And we can actually, in the future, I'd like to hire an attorney to do that. However, for the time being, I am going to have to rely on the donation of my father's time.
Thank you for being honest.
Thank you.
Upsolve, you mentioned Upsolve as the competitor and that this would hit where the complicated cases are. What percentage of Upsolve, like, can't they solve, of cases can't they deal with?
Do you want chapter 7, 11, and 13, or just chapter 7?
Just chapter 7, since you're focused on that right now.
From what I could find, they've only been able to handle like 20 or 30% of their cases.
Okay.
And then also their revenue comes a lot from the referrals, so it's been said that they've been prioritizing that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, judges.
Thank you.
That is the pitching portion. Let's give everybody a huge hand. Yeah. Really good work, really good work. Now, you just did the hard work. Now the judges have the hard work of going through their scoring to identify the winners. And what we're going to do is head out to the patio. We have refreshments for you out there. We're going to allow about 20 minutes, and we'll let you know when the judges are done. Enjoy, everyone. So, welcome back, and the judges have determined the winners. They will announce them starting with providing some overall feedback first, and then announcing third, second, first. So in that feedback, they will be providing some reasons for their placement of the finalists. And we remember that everybody here has done an amazing job just being here and doing what you did. So let's give everybody a hand. Yeah. And now we hand it over to our trusted judges. Yeah, let's give them a hand.
First of all, a great job, everybody. You guys all did amazing. It does take a lot of courage to be up here and do what you're doing. Put an idea out there. Don't stop. Whatever you do, even if you win today and it doesn't work out, keep trying. It's just part of the journey. So for third place, what we liked about the app is that it's got great potential, but what more importantly, it's got a learning ability. Like you're gonna, once I announce where you're starting now, I think you're gonna shift, you're gonna pivot into something that's gonna be bigger and better. But I think with the user ability that you're gonna get, everybody actually using the app, try and learn from them. And for all of you, your biggest lesson you're gonna learn, I hope, in time, is that you're not always right. Okay, at the end of the day, the customer is right, the client is right. If you listen enough, then you might be able to do something down the road. And at the end of the day, everybody's journey is different. You know, it's taken me literally 25 years to finally get to a point where, oh, I know what I'm doing now. But it's 25 years, you know, and everything that goes with it. And then I've learned to listen over time. So for you as well, it could be in 2 years and you can be killing it, or it could be 20 years. You don't know. But if all I do know is that if you listen, stay humble, and keep growing, you're going to be doing amazing. So for all of you out here, that's something that I really wish you can take with you forever in everything you do. Now, for third place, it's those notes. Oh, there it is. Okay. Congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah.
All right. That was amazing. Everybody did such a great job. It was so inspiring to see all of you up here, and really the passion came through with everybody's project, which is wonderful to see. And you've already, you know, topped 99% of people out there by just being up here and being brave enough to come up, the work you did to put into the businesses. So I think you'll hear that encouragement from all of us. And certainly from my perspective, if you want to connect on LinkedIn and you want any advice, always available to try and help anybody that's trying to build their business, because we need a lot more entrepreneurs as we go forward. So continue to really push it. It's my great honor to get to announce the number 2 company, and I'll ask Michael from Hustlin' Inc. to come up. So, great job. What we loved about Hustlin' Inc. is how Michael's been hustling to get this business off the ground, done it in a really ingenious way by using grants and everything that's available to him, tapping into the networks that are out there, and obviously coming from, you know, somewhere where he's had to overcome a heck of a lot to get to where he is. And so we're really proud of what you've done, and we would just say, you know, keep going, because you got something great with Hustlin' Inc. So congrats.
Awesome. Well, I get the privilege of announcing the first place winner tonight. But before I start on that, I believe that entrepreneurship is the core of our community and the core of our country. And I'm so excited to see so many of you wanting to branch out on your own, to be in control of your own destiny. And one of our presenters today mentioned, I failed a dozen times. That is so awesome. It is okay to fail fast, learn, and get back up on that horse and try again. I love being an entrepreneur. I love having control of my own destiny. And I know that all of you will someday reach that as you keep trying. So we chose this first place winner because there was a large market. They had checked all the boxes, the due diligence and the plan. They had relationships built. They didn't recreate the wheel. They used technology that was off the market, but also proprietary at the same time to be able to launch quickly. And I'm proud to present first place to BioPattern.
Awesome. And more from the judges? Yeah, we want to. So first of all, let's give everybody a hand again. And thank you, judges, for your hard work. And what we'd like to do is get together for a group photo up here. So we've got several photographers. Great, if you could get that for us. And I'll get this out of the way. All right, everybody. So that's a wrap for the 2026 Collegiate competition. But wait. Don't leave. We do have the high school competition that starts at 4:45, and we have 3 different high schools from Santa Barbara County who will be participating. So we welcome you to hang out and join us again then. Thank you, everybody. You've been a great audience. Nice job.